For over a decade, Discovery Channel's Moonshiners has captured the imagination of viewers with its gritty, backwoods charm. The show claims to document the secretive lives of real-life moonshiners, people making illegal alcohol deep in the hills of Appalachia, evading law enforcement, and carrying on a centuries-old American tradition. Fans have tuned in religiously for 13 seasons, drawn in by the drama, danger, and outlaw romanticism. But now, a newly unearthed scandal is shaking the very foundations of the show's authenticity. Leaked legal documents, whistleblower accounts, and behind-the-scenes footage suggest that the reality series is, in fact, anything but real. According to a recently released exposé by investigative journalist Kyla Dempsey, Moonshiners may be the latest in a long line of so-called reality shows that are more scripted than spontaneous, and far safer and more legal than the show would have viewers believe. The leak that changed everything all started with an anonymous email sent to Dempsey's inbox in February 2025. The sender, a self-identified former production assistant on the show, claimed to have evidence that not only is the moonshine produced on the show entirely legal, but that the illegal stills are built with the full knowledge and often participation of local authorities. I was told, point blank, not to worry about the ATF showing up, because everything was cleared in advance, the whistleblower wrote. The actors knew their lines. The stills were props. And the raids were staged with local cops who were in on it. Intrigued and skeptical, Dempsey began digging. What she found stunned even the most cynical media watchers. Carefully constructed illusion contrary to what the show presents, producing moonshine in the U.S. is legal, if you have the proper licenses, and many of the cast members, it turns out, do. Public records confirm that some of the show's biggest stars, including Tim Smith, the series' unofficial patriarch, have legally registered distilleries. Smith's own label, Climax Moonshine, is widely distributed across several states. In fact, Climax Moonshine has been FDA approved since 2014. It's made in a licensed facility, not in a hidden Appalachian shack. The guy has a retail brand, for crying out loud, Dempsey noted in her article. It's like watching a show about illegal pot growers only to find out they're selling an illegal dispensary downtown. But what makes the scandal even more damning is how deliberately the show's producers appear to have concealed the truth. According to a series of leaked memos between Discovery Channel executives and Magilla Entertainment, the production company behind Moonshiners, there were repeated discussions about how to preserve the illusion of illegality for entertainment purposes. One email reads, "Ensure no local signage is visible. Avoid showcasing state tags on vehicles. Remind talent to refer to law enforcement as the law or the feds, and not by agency names." The message was clear. Authenticity was less important than the appearance of danger. Hollywood in the whole of the rural grit, portrayed on Moonshiners, has always walked a fine line between reality and performance. Characters like Tickle, Mark, Digger, and Josh appear as eccentric, salt-of-the-earth outlaws, the kind of folks who might just as soon distill a gallon of corn liquor as they would chase off a federal agent with a shotgun. But multiple sources who worked on the show now allege that many of these personas are exaggerated or outright fabricated. Digger Maines, one of the most beloved characters, is reportedly a savvy businessman with multiple legal ventures, including real estate holdings and a chain of hardware stores. His hillbilly philosopher act, while entertaining, is just that, an act. They're not dumb country boys, one crew member confided. They're smart, media savvy, and some of them are actors or ex-musicians. They know how to play a role. Further investigation by Dempsey uncovered audition tapes from 2011, showing several now familiar faces reading lines, improvising hillbilly banter, and reacting to staged busts. These tapes suggest that from the very beginning, Moonshiners was never meant to be an unfiltered documentary. It was reality TV with a capital T. Theatrical. Local law enforcement was in on it. Perhaps the most explosive revelation from Dempsey's investigation is the extent to which local law enforcement cooperated with the production. In one leaked contract, a county sheriff's office agreed to consult and participate in dramatizations for the purposes of creative storytelling. This cooperation wasn't about turning a blind eye. It was about actively participating in what were, effectively, reenactments. The cat and mouse chases that seemed spontaneous were, in many cases, carefully storyboarded and rehearsed. Some deputies even received small stipends or equipment reimbursements for their on-camera time. "I was shocked to see how staged it all was," said a former ATF agent who reviewed Dempsey's findings. "This isn't moonshining. This is community theater with corn liquor." Why it matters to many viewers, learning that Moonshiners is fake may not seem like a big deal. After all, television is entertainment, and entertainment bends the truth all the time. But for residents of Appalachia, and for fans who believed they were watching something raw and real, the revelations sting. "The show made us feel seen," says Jessica Combs, a distillery worker in eastern Kentucky. "It wasn't just the moonshine. It was the culture, the values, the history, the way people survive out here. Now I don't know what to believe." There's also a deeper ethical concern. Moonshiners has profited immensely from portraying illegal behavior while simultaneously shielding its stars from any real consequences. Meanwhile, actual unlicensed distillers, often poor, rural folks with fewer options, continue to be arrested and prosecuted. You can't glorify illegal activity for ratings and then turn around and sell licensed moonshine with the same faces, Dempsey argues. That's exploitation disguised as tradition. Discovery Channel responds when asked for comment. A representative for Discovery Channel issued a carefully worded statement to Moonshiners is a dramatized series inspired by real-life events and traditions. "We strive to entertain while honoring the heritage of American distilling. The safety of our cast, crew, and communities has always been our top priority." The network declined to address specific questions about staged scenes, contracts with law enforcement, or licensed distilleries. Magilla Entertainment was similarly evasive, stating only that the show's content has always been produced in accordance with applicable laws. Where does Moonshiners go from here? The scandal has sparked widespread debate online, with Reddit threads and YouTube channels dissecting old episodes for signs of scripting and fakery. Some fans feel betrayed. Others say they suspected all along. "Come on, did you really think they'd air a felony in progress on national TV without someone getting cuffed?" One commenter wrote. "Still, the damage is done. Trust, once broken, is hard to regain. If Moonshiners continues, it may need to rebrand entirely, perhaps as a docudrama, or a show about the legitimate craft of distilling." Some fans have even suggested a pivot toward showcasing real, licensed distillers across the country, preserving the educational and cultural aspect while shedding the outlaw gimmick. As for Carla Dempsey, she's not done yet. She's currently working on a book titled The Shine Is Off: The Truth Behind Reality TV's Greatest Hoax, set for release later this year. In her words, "Moonshiners didn't just fake a few scenes. It faked a whole subculture, and people deserve to know the truth. Lights, camera, no crime." When Moonshiners first aired in 2011, its appeal was built on danger and defiance. The premise was simple: Real people illegally distilling spirits in remote locations while dodging law enforcement. From day one, critics questioned how a nationally televised program could depict criminal activity without any arrests. The show's producers waved away the concerns, insisting that local law enforcement either looked the other way or lacked jurisdiction. But according to Jarhead, a former field assistant who worked on the show for 2 seasons, there was never any real danger. It's all make-believe, he told us in a recent interview conducted in a West Virginia diner. Every raid is pre-coordinated, every location is permitted, and every bottle of moonshine you see, it's just water or legal corn whiskey we buy in bulk and relabel. Jarhead claims the entire show operates like a traditional film set. The hidden stills are custom-built by contractors weeks in advance. The supposed cat and mouse games with law enforcement, entirely fabricated. We hired an actor to play a forest ranger one season, Jarhead said. And yes, he's in SAG at leaked scripts and dramatic reenactment zone of the biggest revelations in the leak is a cache of emails between producers and cast members, outlining episode storylines months in advance. In one email chain from March 2023, a producer describes a season arc for Tim and Tickle involving a fake explosion, a moonshine tasting contest, and a betrayal plot. The same thread includes dialogue suggestions and notes like Tickle needs to cry, remind him of the raccoon story if he needs help getting emotional.